Ladies and gentlemen, the WWE 2K26 DLC was partly released today. We know a little bit of what's coming for Season 3 and a little bit of what's coming for Season 2. Now, before we go on ahead and dive deeper into this video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You guys have been enjoying the content. Let's go on ahead and get into it. WWE 2K26's Season 3 was shown off by the actual wrestlers that are going to take part of the DLC, first starting with Matt Cardona. And this one was a big one for a lot of people because obviously Zack Ryder, the Wwe Nation, everybody got to go crazy for that one. But it was really exciting to hear that Matt Cardona is going to be part of WWE 2K26. And that was something that lots of people were waiting for because this year it kind of feels like a lot of the NXT wrestlers that we thought, such as Ricky Starks, Blake Monroe, like I thought those wrestlers would be DLC in 26, but they ended up being base rosters. So now waiting for the DLC, you're kind of guessing, right? Because I feel like there is no way to get the DLC right at the moment because there's so many characters and so many wrestlers that you really don't know that can come. I feel like it would have been a little bit more interesting if some of these wrestlers didn't make it, obviously for the conversation of DLC, but I am so stoked to have a lot of these wrestlers base game. Something that people have been upset about is that Dark State didn't make the official roster page on WWE 2K26's website, and that is something that has had people turned. And it is, you know, unfortunately one of those things where we haven't really heard nothing about it. Some people think they could be DLC. It is a group of 4 members, I believe, so they could just take over one entire season pass, but we really don't know. For me, that's where I stand with the Ringside season pass. As much as I want to like the idea of all these extra rewards and everything that we're going to get, it can be a little bit of a down point when you hear, oh, there's only 4 wrestlers, right? Because it just takes 3 bad wrestlers or 2 bad wrestlers to make the pack 50% bad. At least you had 5 wrestlers where you knew at least 3 of those wrestlers, they're going to be fire. And I feel like it's kind of happening to me. And again, I got cooked for this in the last video, but Demolition, that's like before my time. Yes, I know who they are. Yes, I've seen their matches, but it doesn't really get me as excited as it does to a lot of people, and that's fine. It's okay if it doesn't appeal to me, but it's one thing that it doesn't really excite me either because there's 3 of them, because Crush is also going to be in this DLC pack as well, confirmed by 2K, so there's only 1 character left, and according to WWE Games, it is a woman, which I'm hoping we are looking at a Tori Wilson, a Kelly. We're looking at some of those divas that haven't made the game in a really long time. So as long as you make that additional content fire in a season like Season 2, where for me, it won't appeal to me as much, and you got Persona cards and you got different options, I think that's what's going to make the Ringside Pass better, in my opinion, and something that a lot of people will probably end up looking forward to in the future. I understand that it's kind of hard right now to really look forward to something like this because of all the opinions and everything that's out there, but I think that if there is an alternative for those that maybe don't like the DLC all that much, but then you have a Persona card or some extra currency or something different, a move, you know, we've seen that there's already new moves and we've seen that there's already Persona cards involved with the pass. It could be an interesting way to look at DLC once people get used to this, I guess, because I don't think people are really used to it yet, and I don't expect people to get used to this for a while. And 2K got me again. They went ahead and dropped La Parka is going to be in Season 3, so there goes our 3rd character for Season 3. Now we have Matt Cardona, La Parka, and Brian Pillman. I wonder if we get a women thrown in there for Season 3, but that is our pack, and we still have Lady Shani, which she announced she is going to be part of Season 4. Hopefully they don't do too much more with these AAA characters because I'm at a point where enough is enough. You know, I like the AAA characters, but don't do a whole lot of them for downloadable content. That's where I'm kind of at with that, but let's go on ahead and return back to the video to talk about the earlier additions that were announced. The other character that was announced today by Lexus King, Brian Pillman, is going to be in the game. He is going to make his way in Season 3, right? So this is a massive jump for me of excitement from Season 2 to Season 3. We're talking about Matt Cardona, Brian Pillman. We still don't know the other 2 wrestlers, but what we do know is that thus far, for me, it appeals to me already. You know, I don't mind Brian Pillman. I don't mind Matt Cardona in that pack. I don't mind any of that so far, but we still have yet to see who are going to be the other 2 wrestlers. games. And obviously we know Jelly Roll is going to be in 26 because he was announced at the ratings reveal. So I wonder if he's going to be season 3, because we already know season 2 is a woman and we don't know what season 3 is going to be. So that's something else to keep track of, right? I think that there's a lot to go ahead and talk about with the DLC and all this content, because I think 26, man, I think that if they pull off this DLC correctly, it can be a really, really solid year, especially with the additional content that we are going to get from Ringside passes, because obviously we got to grind the pass for the DLC, y'all. That's just what it is at this point. So if you throw in some additional things in there for me while I'm playing this game. Now, the community has been very upset at the way that this has all been rolled out, and I can understand, because we are literally one day away, you know, from the game being able to be played on the Xbox console. And we obviously know launch doesn't officially happen until Friday, and 2K did announce that we are going to get DLC released just to know who it is before the launch date. And thus far we are very, very close, and yet no official confirmations for a lot of the wrestlers. We only have Demolition, Matt Cardona, and Brian Pillman, and we don't have anything else confirmed, obviously, aside from AAA. So we're basically 3 out of 6 packs. And the thing that I wasn't aware of, that it looks like they updated a little bit ago, and I never really noticed or never really cared to go back and look into it, is that their last pack is in October. And that, to me, I wonder what's going to happen all the way from October all the way up to the new game, right? Because we obviously know GTA 6 is going to come out, and as much as we love wrestling and we probably will jump back on this wrestling game, we gonna be on GTA 6. I'm gonna be on there. I can't speak for y'all, but I know me, I'm gonna be on there. So I get it ending in October, but I'm more so just worried, okay, how are we gonna get fans and players to engage with this game past October if there's nothing to grind? I thought that we were going to have DLC all the way up till December, but I guess that's not the case. They even cut out November, which for the last 2 years, we have gotten a DLC pack in November the last 2 years, which made the content a little bit more feasible, even if it meant that we were getting DLC way too late in the year, but it was still exciting. We'll have to see what happens, y'all. One thing that I really am looking forward to this year is the DLC, because I really want to see what's going to drop and what's going to make the roster that much better, because we've seen, you know, a lot with the roster page and everything. It's one of those things where we'll have to wait it out, see what happens. But thus far, Matt Cardona, Demolition, Brian Pillman, they are confirmed DLC. Hopefully we get more women soon, because I know that I have lots of supporters that really do want to see women DLC, and that is 100% understandable, because I want to see who's going to be on there as well. I want to see Jacqueline, Tori Wilson, Kelly. I want to see a ton of women wrestlers get in this game, make this roster bigger, expand it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what 2K is cooking up, because the fact that they've held it for so long, there's people that are saying it can only mean 2 things. It was too far to the point where they wanted to hold back to drop it, or they think that it's bad and they're just holding off to make sure that people get their pre-orders in and call it a day. I think that there's only 2 ways this can go, man. And hopefully, because it seems like 2K always cooks with the DLC, I'm hoping that that's not the case and we get a good DLC in 26, y'all. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You guys have been supporting like crazy. We're about to hit 21,000 subscribers. We're giving away a couple of copies of WWE 2K26 tomorrow, so make sure to go on ahead and hop in that stream. Aside from that, y'all, I'm gonna catch y'all. Peace.